Have you ever felt like your voice wasn't enough? Like no matter how hard you tried, the words just wouldn't come out? This is the story of Anaya, a teenage girl who was once too scared to say a single sentence in English. Laughed at, ignored, embarrassed. But 1 year later, she stood on a stage, speaking fluent English to hundreds. How did that happen? This is not just a story about learning a language, it's a story about finding courage, breaking fear, and becoming the voice she once thought she didn't have. Stay till the end, because Anaya's journey might just change the way you see your own. The Girl Who Found Her Voice, an English fluency story. Once in a small town in India, there lived a 15-year-old girl named Anaya. She was bright, curious, and full of dreams. She loved reading books in her native language, writing poems in her notebook, and watching the stars at night. But there was one thing that always made her feel nervous: speaking English. At school, English was a big part of learning. The teachers spoke in English, the textbooks were in English, and even the morning assembly was in English. Anaya could read and write in English a little, but speaking, that was very hard for her. Whenever the teacher asked her a question in class, she would freeze. Her heart would beat fast. Words would come to her mind, but they would not come out of her mouth. Sometimes her classmates would laugh or whisper. That made it worse. She felt small. She thought, maybe I'm just not good at English. Maybe I will never learn. But deep inside, Anaya didn't want to give up. One day, her English teacher, Mrs. Mehra, gave the class a new assignment. Everyone had to speak for 2 minutes in English about their favorite hobby. Anaya's stomach turned. I can't do this, she thought. She wanted to skip school that day. But something happened that night. Her older brother, Aryan, saw her worried face and asked what was wrong. She told him about the speaking task. He smiled and said, "Don't worry, Anu. Let's practice together." He helped her write a simple speech about her love for painting. They wrote small sentences, easy words, nothing fancy. Then they practiced together every evening. He corrected her gently and cheered her up when she made mistakes. Slowly, Anaya started feeling a little confident. The day of the speech came. Anaya was nervous, but she walked to the front of the class. Her hands were shaking. She looked at her classmates. Some were smiling, some were waiting. She took a deep breath and started to speak. I love painting. I use many colors. I paint trees, birds, and people. Painting makes me happy. Her voice was low, her grammar was not perfect, but she finished her speech. And when she did, something amazing happened. The class clapped. Her teacher smiled and said, "Well done, Anaya." You spoke clearly and with heart. Anaya smiled too. It was a small step, but it felt like a big win. After that day, Anaya made a promise to herself. I will speak in English every day, even if I make mistakes. She started doing small things. She spoke short sentences with her brother at home. She watched English cartoons and repeated lines aloud. She listened to English songs and wrote down the lyrics. She kept a word diary where she wrote 5 new English words every day with their meanings and examples. She stood in front of the mirror and practiced talking in English. At first, she spoke slowly. Sometimes she forgot words, but she kept going. Day by day, her fear started to go away. She started thinking in English too. She even joined a speaking club in school where students helped each other. 1 year later, something surprising happened. There was an inter-school competition. One event was English storytelling. Anaya's teacher said, "Anaya, would you like to try?" Anaya's eyes grew wide. "Me?" she asked. "Yes," said the teacher. "You've grown so much. I think you can do it." Anaya was scared at first, but she remembered her journey. She remembered the little girl who once froze in class, and now here she was, telling stories in English. She wrote a story about a brave little bird who learned to fly. She practiced it every day. On the day of the competition, she stood on stage. This time, her voice was steady. She smiled. She told the story with expression and confidence. When she finished, the audience clapped loudly. She didn't win the first prize, but something better happened. Her teacher hugged her and said, "Anaya, you are now a true English speaker." After that, Anaya didn't stop. She started helping other students who were shy like she once was. She made short videos in English and posted them online. She read English books, wrote in English, and even started dreaming in English. She still made mistakes, but she was no longer afraid. One day, she stood in front of her whole school as the anchor of the annual day program. She spoke in English with confidence, laughter, and joy. And she ended her speech with these words: "I used to be scared of English, but now I love it. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Keep trying. If I can do it, you can too." The crowd clapped and Anaya smiled, the same girl who once thought she would never speak in English. Anaya's story teaches us one thing: fluency is not magic. It is practice. It is patience. It is courage. Every expert was once a beginner, and sometimes the smallest step in the right direction becomes the biggest step of your life. Anaya's story reminds us that greatness doesn't start with perfection. It starts with trying, even when it's hard. From fear to fluency, from silence to stage. If she can do it, so can you. If this story inspired you, or if you are on your own English learning journey, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join a community that believes in growth, confidence, and second chances. More real stories, simple English tips, and motivation coming your way every week. Thank you for watching, and remember, your voice matters. Let the world hear it.